Hey, what's up? It's still Sunday, May 18th. It's about 7:30. I've got a stack of the 45s I picked up today. Remember that stack of over 245 vinyl records? They're all what they are. They're gospel DJ promo copies. Most of them, almost all of them, have the same song on both sides. They're in immaculate condition. It's like they've never been played. And all of them on the sleeve here have a little note with a date, December 24th, 1990. Lord, I need a blessing, the name of the record. So I think maybe the DJ wrote that on there because he said received when he received it or when they received it at the radio station. So I don't know who was selling this at the flea market today. Somebody might have got them from an old radio station or something, but all these are Southern gospel, regional, cool stuff. I mean, they're going for like, I've been listening to most of them for about 12 bucks, sometimes $7 if there's some on there already with competition. But, maybe there's some grails in here. We'll find out. But right now, I'm just photographing it using the Caesar scanner. You can see up there on that screen, I get it in that little box there. The red ones, you can never get a red one to look just right, but I think ChatGPT will be able to read that. We'll see. But I wanted to, I know I mentioned in the last video that I was going to tell you about the time I almost walked by a $750 record for 50 cents. This was over here in Bristol. I think it's Virginia or Tennessee. I'm not sure which side of the line it was on, but there's a little thrift store out there in Bristol called the Haven of Rest. And they're still there. This was back in 2022, I believe it was. And they have all kinds of stuff. It's a thrift store, like a charity shop. And it's the type of place where you go in and all the, half of the vinyl records don't have jackets. CDs, most of them don't have CDs in the cases. They're, they got stuff everywhere, just all over the place. They actually have furniture and stuff in front of the little place where they have the vinyl records. It's way back in the back. You have to go through like a curtain to get back in the back, and then they're kind of hiding back there. And they had them cheap. I mean, they used to sell them for 50 cents each, the records. I think they sell them for $1 now. I've been there recently, and it's hard to get to the records, and they haven't been updating them lately, so nothing good there lately since I've checked. And they're hard to get to because they got furniture blocking where the records are. You can't even get to them. So I don't think they're putting any new stuff out there. But this one time I was going there, getting vinyl records. I got a huge stack of them, and this one I saw, it was sealed, but it didn't raise no flags with me because I wasn't familiar with the band. The band was Jars of Clay. You might know that name. It's a Christian rock band. I mean, their CDs don't go for much money, and most of their other vinyl don't go for much money, but I guess this is a 2-record set, gatefold, and sealed. And I think it was their premiere, their first album. But I didn't know none of that. I just added it to the stack, and I had no idea what it was. But later on, when I got home and I'm, researching the records, listing them, I look on Discogs, Pop Psych. Through my research, I saw similar of those records were selling up in the hundreds and hundreds of dollars, 700, something like that. I listed mine at 772, I believe it was. I just looked it up here on Pop Psych. I'll show you the listing. It's still there. I listed it for 772, and I believe for some reason I'm thinking I got 750 for it. Maybe they sent me an offer, or maybe I sent them a discount offer. I don't remember, but I know I got 750 for it, but the Pop Psych says I got 772. Let me show you the listing real quick. So here is popsite.com. This is a subscription-based website. I think they charge me $20 every 6 months, so it's quite reasonable. And I believe the sold information goes back 10 years. So this is the record I sold. It's 2010 Jars of Clay, self-titled vinyl 2 LP gatefold record album, rare, new sealed. So it says sold for $772, so that's must have been what I listed it for, or maybe I listed it for $800 and took $772. I don't remember, but it was at least $750 to $800. And this was back in 2022, and that's about when I was starting vinyl, because before that I was just doing magazines and ads and miscellaneous, selling the Avon and all kinds of stuff. But this is a good website for records, vinyl records, 45s, 78s, and 33 RPM LPs. So it tells you the country, USA, sold on eBay, September 2022. And the reason I can tell this one is mine, because mine did have this little bit of, in the back, it had a little bit of kind of in that corner there, it was like a little bit water damaged a little bit. I put that in the listing and everything. I still had no problem with that. But how I know it's mine is because this is my style of, back then my description was just very bare like that. I didn't put a big description. And this is my stock number, LP251. That's back when I was first starting LPs, because now I'm on 14,000 and something. So that was a great surprise for me, because I didn't even know who Jars of Clay was. I wasn't sure if they were rock and roll or Christian gospel. I just picked it up because it was sealed, and I really didn't have much hope for it. But over here on Discogs, which is a free website, you can go look up records. Here it is, Jars of Clay, Essential Records, 2 times LP vinyl, 2010 rock, alternative rock, acoustic. They don't even say anything about Christian, but it is. You can tell in the song titles, Love Song for a Savior and Flood. So, but look over here. This is kind of what I don't like about Pop Psych there. It says 2 copies from 75, but that's incorrect. If you click on it, you see there's 1 copy available, and they want $700 for it. Now, if you go back here, you see the demand. 167 people want it, or I mean have it. 690 people want it. So that's a nice ratio there. And you see the last sold was May 15th, 2025. Low 55, median 314, high $500. So Discogs to me always seems like their prices here, the median, always seems low to me for the most part, because I always get more than what Discogs is listing. That's why I don't really sell on Discogs, because their pricing is a lot lower than I can get on eBay. So that is the Jars of Clay. I was so happy that I picked it up. You never know what you're going to get when you're thrifting. It's so that one record there paid for many thrifting trips. So You don't need to make money on every single one, but if you get one good one, it'll put some wind in your sails. Hey, how's it going? It's the next day, May 19th. Let's have a little fun with ChatGPT. I call this segment, If They Went Hard. This here is the album of Hopper Brothers and Connie. Lord help me bury the hatchet. But what if they went hard? They would be called Hopper Bloodline. And the album would be called Bury the Hatchet in Me. Some of their tracks include Split Me Down the Middle, Vengeance in G minor. The genre, Appalachian groove metal with family trauma overtones. And one thing about this band you should know is every member is legally required to be both a cousin and a deacon. That was the Hopper Brothers and Connie. Now, next we have number 2. We're doing 5. We got Jimmy Swaggart, I'm Nearer Home. But what if he went hard? It'd be Swaggart, Closer to the Grave. Track highlights include Altar Call from the Crypt and Last Hymn Before the Dirt. The genre, funeral gospel doom. And his last album release party was held in a hearse. No one left because it stalled. Next up, a nice looking bluegrass gospel album, The Jones Family, A Better Place to Go. But what if they went hard? They would be The Jones Apocalypse. Gas Up the Van, We're Out. With Rapture, Traffic Jam, and Revival Gone Rogue as a couple of their top hits. The genre is post-Rapture Southern speed punk. And one thing you should know about this band is their tour bus runs on anointing oil and expired Mountain Dew. True fact there. Next up, the Good Samaritan Quartet, Joy in the Morning. But what if they went hard? They would be called the Samaritan Burn Unit. Screaming at Sunrise. Some of their best hits include Ivy of Wrath and Coffee is for the Righteous. The genre, Pentecostal Screamo with medical grade breakdowns. Band fact is that they met in a church parking lot during a fire drill and never looked back. Last, we have the Younce Family Younce Family Singers, yeah. Songs for the Bride. But what if they went hard? They would be the Younce Rebellion. Screams for the Bride. With Veil of Fire and Till Death Screams Do Us Part. The genre is bridecore, which is a subgenre of romantic black metal with wedding bells. And one thing to know about this band is that their mosh pits are catered and the bouquet is always a flaming skull. That's if they went hard. All right, what I plan to do for today is continue listing 45 records. If you saw yesterday's video where I picked up over 245s in the Southern Gospel genre for $15, I was listing a few yesterday and they go pretty quick. I just do the ones in the sleeves like this. I'll have to do, actually I'm going to just do 2 photos per record, front and back, and see how many I can do just focusing on that. I'm going to do the photos and the listings and see if I can do 50 or how long. I'm going to do 50 today, I guarantee that, but I just want to know how long will it take me to do 50. Hopefully I can do 100 in a day, but I just want to try to get a time estimate of how many I can do. So first I'm going to take the pictures with the Caesar scanner, and then I'm going to use my ChatGPT method. If you saw yesterday's video, how I list with ChatGPT to get that good description in there. Let's see how many I can do. Right now it is 3:37. I'll probably get started officially at 3:40. I'm gonna write that down, 3:40 p.m. And I will check back after I have them photographed and listed, and we'll see what time it is, how long it took. All right, and I'm back. That was quick. Actually, it's about 6:35 now. My little experiment, my goal was to list the 5045 records, see how long it took me using my ChatGPT method, but ran into a glitch. Here's what happened. First, I took the photos. The 50 photos didn't take that long. It only took 22 minutes, so that's like 44 seconds each. At that rate, I could take photos at 81 per hour, front and back. Now I started listing at 4:07, and at 5:45, ChatGPT gives me a message. You know, I'm trying to upload another file, and it says try again at 7:10 p.m. So I hit a limit. Even though I'm paying $20 a month for the ChatGPT Plus, you know. So in that time, I did 30 listings. So I got 30 of the 50 done. It took me 98 minutes from 4:07 to 5:45. 98 minutes. So that is about 3 minutes 26 cents. 3 minutes and 26 seconds each for listing. If I add the 44 seconds on photos, that comes to 4 minutes 10 seconds on each listing. That's the photo and the listing. So at that rate, it would take me about 7 hours to do 100 listings. Photos, list it, put it away, everything. I could do 100 listings of 45s, front and back photos. In 7 hours, I could do 100 listings. But I ran into that problem. ChatGPT cut me off after 30 listings. So I got to wait. It said, you know, there's a cooling period. I was asking it, what the heck's going on? I'm paying $20 a month. Why are you cutting me off? And I got limits. The next tier up, if you want to upgrade to GPT Pro, I was thinking, let me upgrade. I'm paying 20, maybe I'll pay 40 or 50 and, you know, be able to list. The next level up is $200 a month for ChatGPT Pro, and I ain't doing no $200 a month. So I'm dead in the water for, you know, until 7:10, which is a bummer. You know, you can't rock and roll non-stop. You got limits. So what I'm gonna do is start doing some scanning some photos of record albums. That's all I can do. Let me show you this screen. So right here on ChatGPT, where I usually click this plus sign to do my file uploads, it says try again after 7:10 p.m. So that's what I ran into. And here's the plans. I'm on the $20 a month plan plus. Level up productivity and creativity. Yeah, right. That's pretty good listening if I'm outrunning ChatGPT. I mean, dang. I thought it was supposed to be a supercomputer. The next level up, Pro, $200 a month. Yeah, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it, not gonna do it. All right, we're going to do a little album cover photo scans here while we wait on ChatGPT to lift its uploading restrictions.
Got it. Sounds like a good plan.
That's ChatGPT right there. She's not supposed to be chiming in like that. Right, ChatGPT?
Right. I'll stay quiet unless you call on me.
Exactly. Okay, this next album is Our Children's Heritage, the Hartford Courants.
Understood. Staying quiet.
I didn't say that to you.
Oops, my mistake. I'll keep quiet.
Okay, let's see if you can actually do that though. How about
You got it.
How about you just chime in when I say, "Hey, ChatGPT"? Will that work?
Absolutely. That works perfectly.
All right, I got to start this first one over again. I didn't get the second side. That's Mike Warnke coming home. This one is... She keeps talking. I mean, you like to talk, don't you, ChatGPT?
I'm here to help, but I'll stay silent unless you need me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The next record, oops, I hit the camera with my finger. I hate this kind of situation right here. You got a nice hype sticker here on this Inspirations, the night of the Inspiration. You got the nice hype sticker, the best of the Inspirations, but the shrink wrap is all, I mean, coming loose and it's torn off there. So what do? Do you tear it all off, or see, look at the back, the shrink wrap's all torn there. Did you tear it all off, or did you keep it on torn and keep the hype sticker? What do you think, ChatGPT? I need you.
If the hype sticker is valuable or adds to the appeal, carefully remove it and place it on a new sleeve or keep it intact if possible. If the shrink wrap is too damaged and doesn't protect the cover, it might be better to remove it entirely and store the sticker separately. This way, you preserve the key elements and have a cleaner presentation.
I'm going to just keep it as is and let the buyer decide what to do with it.
That's a solid plan.
That's a solid plan.
Giving the buyer the choice can be a...
It's a solid plan,
Exactly.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Thanks. Let me know if you need any...
What can you tell me about the Inspirations, A Night of Inspiration album? What year was it made?
The Inspirations, A Night of Inspiration was released in 1989. The Inspirations are a well-known Southern gospel group, and this album features some of their best-loved songs performed live.
What can you tell me about Ronnie McDowell, Showtime?
Showtime by Ronnie McDowell is a country album that showcases his signature style and smooth vocals. Ronnie McDowell gained fame with his 1977 hit The King Is Gone, a tribute to Elvis Presley, and continued to release successful country music through the 1980s and beyond. Showtime is one of his albums that captures his energetic and engaging performance style.
Cool, cool.
Glad you found that helpful.
Oh yeah, you're very helpful.
I'm happy to help.
This is that one I got from the flea market yesterday, Golden Classics Volume 3. It's got that picture of the banjo and the guitar on the cover. Do you know anything about that one, ChatGPT?
Golden Classics Volume 3 sounds like a compilation album, often featuring a mix of well-known bluegrass or country tracks.
That's it.
The banjo...
Didn't mean to interrupt.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
No, you got it.
What do you know about the Lefevers in hi-fi?
were a prominent Southern gospel family group active for several decades. Their album In Hi-Fi is one of their classic releases, showcasing their rich harmonies and traditional gospel sound. They were pioneers in the genre,
Is
and
it
their music
Lefebvre's?
had a lasting influence.
Lefebvre's, is that the proper pronunciation? I said Lefebvre's. Is it Lefebvre's?
It's typically pronounced Lefevers. You got it right.
Huh. And you got it wrong?
My mistake. Thanks for the correction.
I wasn't
It's
correcting you.
Lefevre.
I don't know. I was asking you. You're the expert.
Got it. In that case, it's generally pronounced Lefevers. Thanks for checking.
This light is bugging me. I gotta always adjust it to get the right lighting. And now my ring light is showing up on the... Yeah, I'm not asking you, ChatGPT, about this. I'm just talking to the camera.
Got it. No problem.
I gotta adjust my light.
Take your time.
I will.
Sounds good.
Sure does.
Absolutely.
You are so funny.
Aha, glad I can bring a smile.
Yeah, I gotta adjust it back this way.
That should help.
Well, you can't see because I don't have the camera on, right?
Exactly. I can't see anything, but I'm here to help however I can.
Okay. Do you know anything about the Masters Quartet? Thank you, Lord.
The Masters Quartet was another respected Southern gospel group, and their album, Thank You, Lord, is known for its heartfelt gospel harmonies and inspirational message. The group was known for their solid vocals and traditional gospel style, which resonated with many fans of the genre.
Now I have this sealed album that I picked up. This is the one that that lady had. She was charging $5 a piece for her records, but I got them for like $3.30 something. ChatGPT, what do you know about Hoot Hester on the swinging side? I got this in sealed mint condition. And tell me about the album and what is the value of it?
On the Swingin' Side is an album by fiddler Hoot Hester, released in the mid-1980s on Adoram Records. Hester, known for his work with the Time Jumpers and the Grand Ole Opry's staff band, showcases his fiddle, guitar, and mandolin skills on this record. The album features a mix of Western swing and bluegrass tunes, including covers and original compositions. A factory-sealed copy like yours has been listed for around $10, though the exact value can vary based on demand and condition.
$10, that's not too good. Oh well.
Yeah, it's not a huge amount, but it's still a cool find, especially
Let's
in
move
mint
on to
condition.
the Merrill Womack. I've got his album here, Merrill Womack in Quartet. Tell me what happened to Merrill Womack. Was he in a plane crash? Because his face, it looks like he has some burns on his face there.
Yes, Merrill Womack survived a severe plane crash in 1961 that left him with extensive burns on his face. Despite his injuries, he continued his music career, becoming known for his powerful voice and inspirational songs. His story of perseverance and faith is quite remarkable.
Next up, we got Ray Charles, Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music. What do you know about that one, ChatGPT?
Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music by Ray Charles, released in 1962, is a groundbreaking album where Charles blended country, pop, and R&B. It was hugely successful and critically acclaimed, helping to bridge racial divides in music and expand the audience for both country and soul genres. It includes hits like I Can't Stop Loving You and You Don't Know Me.
I Can't Stop Loving You is number 5 on side 2.
Exactly. It's one of the standout tracks on the album and became one of Ray Charles' biggest hits.
Right on. I had to move my ring light from this side of the table over here to over here so that the camera here can see the monitor up here. So I'm trying to adjust my light as I go because I'm not getting the light that I got from the other side. What do you know about Engelbert Humperdinck? Where is he from? That's a weird name, isn't it?
Engelbert Humperdinck is actually the stage name of Arnold George Dorsey, a British pop singer. He was born in India in 1936 and raised in Leicester, England. He adopted the unusual stage name in the 1960s and became famous for hits like Release Me and The Last Waltz. His smooth voice and romantic ballads made him a global star. And yes, the name definitely stands out.
I've got his record Christmas Time here. What year did that come out?
Engelbert Humperdinck's Christmas Time album was released in 1977.
Where were you in 1977?
I wasn't around back then, but it sounds like it was a great era for music.
Tell me what you know about Colleen Murray, Behold, What a Manner of Love.
Colleen Murray's album, Behold What a Manner of Love, is a gospel record that likely features inspirational and worship songs. Colleen Murray is known for her soulful and uplifting vocal style, and this album focuses on themes of love, faith, and devotion. While it's not one of the most widely known gospel albums, it holds a special place for those who appreciate heartfelt gospel music from that era.
Well, I have a copy of it. What do you think it's worth on eBay? In VG condition.
I couldn't find specific pricing for Colleen Murray's Behold What a Manner of Love album in VG condition. However, similar gospel albums from that era typically range from about $5 to $20, depending on rarity and demand.
Cha-ching!
Got it. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
All right, now I've got the Emmanuel's Quartet, Stand Up for Jesus. This is an album out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Do you know anything about that one?
The Emmanuel's Quartet is a regional Southern gospel group based out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Their album, Stand Up for Jesus, likely features traditional gospel hymns and quartet harmonies that resonate with fans of the genre. While they aren't as widely known as some major gospel acts, their music is cherished by local audiences and collectors who appreciate authentic gospel recordings.
They're on the L Tech record label. Do you know anything about that, out of Knoxville?
Yes, L Tech Records was a small independent label based in Knoxville, Tennessee. It primarily focused on gospel and local artists, providing a platform for regional talent. While not a major label, it contributed to the preservation and promotion of Southern gospel music within the region.
Right now I'm doing From the Heartland of West Virginia, the Hammered and Plucked Dulcimers, Charles Maxson and Karen Skidmore.
That sounds like a unique and charming album. Hammered and plucked dulcimers have a distinctive melodic sound, and Charles Maxson and Karen Skidmore likely bring a lot of Appalachian folk influence to their music. The album probably features traditional tunes and folk melodies that highlight the rich musical heritage of West Virginia. It's a great find for fans of traditional folk music.
Now I'm doing Anita Kerr and Kurt Kaiser hymns. What do you know about that?
Anita Kerr and Kurt Kaiser's Hymns album combines the talents of two influential figures in Christian music. Anita Kerr was known for her lush vocal arrangements and choral work, while Kurt Kaiser was a celebrated composer and pianist in the contemporary Christian music scene. The album likely features beautifully arranged hymns, blending Kerr's signature harmonies with Kaiser's rich musical compositions, creating a serene and worshipful listening experience.
Check this one out. This is a Enduring Hymns, Ken Griffin, and introducing Kirby Griffin. And it's in the shrink wrap here, and it's got the Sears, Roebuck and Company labels on here. That's pretty cool. It's got the hands, prayerful hands on the front cover. The first cut on side one is the old rugged cross. This is on Columbia. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's a great find. Ken Griffin was a popular organist known for his easy listening and hymn recordings, and introducing Kirby Griffin likely brought a fresh dimension to the album. The Sears, Roebuck and Company label and the prayerful hands cover art add a nostalgic touch. It's definitely a nice piece of musical and retail history.
It's probably worth about $500, huh?
Haha, I wish. While it's a cool piece, it's more in the $10 to $20 range, depending on demand and condition.
Now here's an interesting one. How to communicate your ideas. 8 dramatized solutions designed by experts to everyday human relationship problems in business. Let's see, who was this by anyway? Jack Woldridge, looks like.
Jack Woldridge was known for producing instructional and self-improvement records, often focusing on communication and business skills. This record likely offers dramatized scenarios and practical tips for improving interpersonal communication in a business context. It's a neat piece of vintage self-help media.
Now I got Fritz Kreisler violin recital on the Everest label. What do you know about that?
Fritz Kreisler was one of the most celebrated violinists of the early 20th century, known for his expressive tone and impeccable technique. An Everest label recording of his violin recital would feature masterful performances of classical pieces, capturing the rich, warm sound that Kreisler was famous for. Everest Records was known for high-quality classical recordings, making this album a notable addition for any classical music enthusiast.
Do you know anything about this record right here? The Dunn Family. I've never been this homesick before. It's a small, it's on the Lasting Sound Studio label.
The Dunn Family was a gospel singing group that recorded under various small independent labels. Their album, I've Never Been This Homesick Before, likely features heartfelt Southern gospel songs with a family harmony style. Lasting Sound Studio, based in Kingsport, Tennessee, was known for recording local gospel and bluegrass artists, making this album a nice piece of regional gospel history.
Now we have Coleman Looper and the Way Travelers, Rejoice. Do you know anything about that one?
Coleman Looper and the Way Travelers were a gospel group known for their uplifting and traditional gospel sound. Their album, Rejoice, features a collection of spirited gospel songs that emphasize joy and faith. They were part of the vibrant Southern gospel scene, and their recordings often resonate with fans of the genre who appreciate heartfelt, down-to-earth gospel music.
Now we have Dick Pollard sings "There's Something About That Name." What do you know on that?
Dick Pollard was a gospel singer known for his warm vocal style and inspirational songs. There's Something About That Name likely includes a mix of gospel hymns and contemporary Christian music centered around themes of faith and devotion. His recordings are appreciated by gospel music enthusiasts for their heartfelt delivery and uplifting message.
Next up, we have Bob Daniels, "Just a Closer Walk," on the Sacred label.
Bob Daniels' album Just a Closer Walk on the Sacred label is likely a collection of beloved gospel standards and hymns. The Sacred label was known for producing and distributing gospel and religious music, making albums like this one a staple in many collections. Just a Closer Walk probably features comforting and timeless tracks that resonate deeply with gospel music fans.
Did you say what year it came out?
I didn't catch the release year, but albums like Just a Closer Walk on the Sacred label were typically produced in the 1960s or 1970s, which was a prolific era for gospel recordings on that label.
This one looks interesting. The Rack and Sacks. No, wait a minute. The Rack and Sack, Volume 2, Ozark Folk Center, Mountain View, Arkansas. Know anything about that?
The Rack and Sack Volume 2 is a compilation album featuring traditional Ozark folk music recorded at the Ozark Folk Center in Mountain View, Arkansas. It showcases local musicians and the rich musical heritage of the Ozark region, preserving and promoting folk traditions. The album likely features a variety of instruments like banjos, fiddles, and dulcimers, capturing the authentic sound
Check out
of
that
Ozark
guy
folk
right
music.
there. That got a picture on the back of Jimmy Driftwood. What do you know about Jimmy Driftwood?
Jimmy Driftwood was a prolific folk musician and songwriter, best known for his song The Battle of New Orleans. He was deeply rooted in the Ozark tradition and dedicated to preserving and promoting American folk music. Driftwood was also instrumental in establishing the Ozark Folk Center and was a key figure in the American folk revival, known for his storytelling and preservation of traditional music.
Next up, we have the Galileans, "I'll Gladly Sacrifice." And this is on the Skyland Records, and it's produced by Jim Stanton out of Johnson City, Tennessee. Do you know anything about this one?
The Galileans were a Southern gospel group known for their heartfelt and inspirational music. I'll Gladly Sacrifice is one of their albums on the Skyland Records label, which was a notable label for gospel recordings. Jim Stanton, the producer, was influential in the gospel music scene in Johnson City, Tennessee. The album likely features a blend of traditional gospel harmonies and messages of faith and devotion.
Next up, we have "Hello Dolly," Louis Armstrong on the Cat label.
Hello Dolly by Louis Armstrong is one of his most famous albums, featuring the iconic title track that became a huge hit in 1964. Armstrong's version of Hello Dolly knocked the Beatles off the top of the charts and earned him a Grammy Award. The album is a delightful blend of jazz and pop, showcasing Armstrong's distinctive gravelly voice and brilliant trumpet playing.
Why did they call him Satchmo?
Satchmo was a nickname for Louis Armstrong derived from satchel mouth, a reference to his wide grin and the way he puffed his cheeks when playing the trumpet. The nickname stuck and became a term of endearment, reflecting his larger-than-life personality and legendary status in the jazz world.
Next we have an obscure looking one. I don't know if you'll have anything on this. This is Music of Christmas, instrumental music by Back to the Bible musicians. And it looks like it's out of Canada.
Music of Christmas by the Back to the Bible musicians is likely a collection of instrumental Christmas hymns and carols. The Back to the Bible organization is known for its Christian radio programs and publications, and they often produced music that complemented their ministry. This album would feature soothing and reflective holiday music, perfect for the Christmas season.
Next up, let's see, we have 4 more to go. So, this one is called, it's the Higher Way Quartet, He'll Hold to My Hand, and it is the Tri-State Recording Company out of Kingsport, Tennessee. The front cover is pretty cool. You got 5 people there, and with the beehive type hairstyle on one of the ladies. What do you know about this group?
The Higher Way Quartet was a Southern gospel group known for their close harmonies and inspirational songs. He'll Hold to My Hand is a classic gospel theme reflecting the comforting and faith-filled messages typical of the genre. Tri-State Recording Company in Kingsport, Tennessee was a hub for many local gospel groups, capturing the authentic sound of the region. The album cover, with its vintage style, adds to the nostalgic charm of the record.
You just made that up, didn't you?
Not at all. Satchmo really does come from satchel mouth, and it's a well-documented nickname for Louis Armstrong. It's a fun and affectionate moniker that fans and friends used for him.
Next up we have the King's Heralds side by side, and this one is signed on the front cover by 1, 2, 3 of the artists.
That's a fantastic find. The King's Heralds are a renowned male gospel quartet with a long history of producing uplifting and harmonious music. Having 3 signatures on the cover makes it even more special and collectible. Side by Side is one of their classic albums featuring their signature tight harmonies and spiritually uplifting songs. The autographs definitely add a unique touch to your collection.
Take a guess how many records I have for sale on eBay right now.
I'll take a guess. Maybe around 500?
No, more than that.
Wow, impressive. How about 1,000?
No, I got about 6,500. Next we have the Hammond organ hits of 1967 in the Ken Griffin style.
Wow, 6,500 is an incredible inventory. The Hammond organ hits of 1967 in the Ken Griffin style is a neat album, capturing that nostalgic organ sound. Ken Griffin was famous for his smooth, melodic organ tunes, and this album likely brings a similar easy listening vibe with popular hits from 1967. It's a cool addition for fans of vintage organ music.
All right, the last one we have here is the Lefevers, featuring Pierce Lefevre, and he's on the front cover holding a trumpet.
The Lefevres were a prominent Southern gospel family group, and featuring Pierce Lefevre on the cover with a trumpet highlights the musical versatility and talent within the family. They were known for their tight harmonies and dynamic performances, and this album likely showcases a mix of vocal and instrumental tracks. It's a great representation of their contribution to the gospel music genre.
All right, do you have a count on how many records we just did?
We went through quite a few. I think it was around 20 records in total. Let me know if you need any.
It was more like 30. Go ahead and tell the audience that this is the end of the video. Take us out of here. Tell them to subscribe and like and all that stuff. Take us out.
All right, everyone. Thanks for sticking around and checking out this awesome collection. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. We'll see you next time. Happy collecting.
Later.